to raising your vibration, to living the life you desire, you choose, to creating the life you choose rather than living the life you think you have to live. I thank you for being here. I'm your wingman, Michael Gross, and I'm happy to be here, and I thank you for joining me, because if there's one thing you and I both know, when we start, two heads are better than one, right? When we start practicing this positivity and we get it going for the both of us, and we start bringing in our friends and our family and our neighbors and our community and our towns and our states, well, it's amazing how much easier it becomes for all of us to bring that positivity into our life and to really start seeing more clearly how we can create the life we choose. So I thank you for being on the Wingman's Path with me today and sharing your energy with me. Today's practice actually started only a couple months ago. I came up with it a couple months ago. I'll tell you how it came to be and how I thought of it. I thought of it today because when I woke up this morning, I happened to see that a friend of mine, Gooch Nelson, he's called Gooch. He's an inspirational kind of young man and a wonderful musician. And there's a documentary on him that is now on, it's called The Motion, Gooch's Journey. I urge you to watch it. It's on Amazon Prime or Google Play, and I urge you to watch it. So when I saw that, I thought of Gooch, and a couple months ago, Gooch was opening up at B.B. King's Blues Club right on Times Square in New York. By the way, the sound you just heard is the T. I'm actually in Boston. I didn't introduce that. I'm in Boston where Jan and I are doing a house and dog sit. I'm somewhere, I'm not exactly sure where I am. I know I'm right above the T, the train. I'm somewhere between Fenway's that way and Brookline is that way, so I'm not sure where that is. But anyway, back to the practice. So Gooch invited me up to go backstage at B.B. King's Blues Club, and I love B.B. King and I love blues. He was opening up for the legendary Walter Trout, the blues guitarist, and it was an amazing night, better than I could imagine. But anyway, as I was going up, I jumped in my car, I drove to the train, I took a train up. And as I was in the train station, I went into the Dunkin' Donuts to get some water. And there was a big train guy, like one of the service guys, construction guys, and the Dunkin' Donuts guy, and they were talking, and I got water, and we all started talking. And they asked me where I was going, and I told them what I was doing and what a great night I was thinking about. You know, I was going backstage. I've never been backstage for any type of musical act. And the guy, the construction guy, looked at me and he said, well, you're going to have a lot of fun tonight. And don't forget, the last train leaves at 1:22 a.m. that is. And I'm like, I don't think you have to worry about that with me. I won't be there that late. And he pulls his glasses down a little and he looks at me and goes, the last train leaves at 1:22. And I just started cracking up because at that moment, I knew what a great night I was going to have. And as I was sitting on the train going up there, I started thinking, it went better than I could imagine. It was going to go better than I could even imagine. It was going to go better than I could even imagine. And I started putting it into a practice form where I started thinking, it went better than I could imagine. And I pictured myself coming home on the train at 1:22 and thinking, wow, it went better than I could imagine. And I just started saying that to myself. And it turned into a wonderful practice. So I thought it would be a great practice for all of us to do today. And how you do it is you picture your day today. Let's picture our Friday going better than we can imagine. Or maybe our weekend going better than we could imagine. Or our week, or our month, or our year, or our life. So I thought if we could practice and get it into our subconscious saying, it went better than I could imagine. And think of it in the future looking back. Think of it as we're saying it and putting it into our subconscious, as we're saying it together. I want you to think of your Friday, your weekend, your week, your month, your year, or your life, whatever you want to choose, and think about It's going better than you could imagine, right? It's going better than you could have imagined. So join me and let's say, it went better than I could imagine. For 1 minute, and let's practice the feeling. That's the way we're getting the vibration going, right? That's the vibration we want to send out to the universe, that it went better than I could imagine. And what's going to happen? I don't have to tell you. You already know if you've been following me for any time. The universe will match that vibration that you're sending out and send you back more reasons to realize that it went better than you could imagine. So join me and let's say it together. It went better than I could imagine. It was better than I could imagine. It was better than I could imagine. It went better than we could imagine. Absolutely. All of us together. It went better than we could imagine. It went better than I could imagine. I'm going to think of it in terms of this week and this house sit and this whole week, me getting a lot of work done, me walking the dog, having a great time, checking out the city of Boston. And I'm thinking of 1 week from today as we're on the train going home and we say to each other, Jan and I say to each other, it went better than I could imagine. Imagine that. It went better than I could imagine. Imagine that. I like adding that to it as well. It went better than I could imagine. Do you got that? Do you have that vibration? Do you feel it? Are you smiling while you're saying it? Like, do you feel that vibration coming out of you that you know your next day, your next weekend, your week is going better than you could imagine? I thank you once again for joining me and sharing your energy with me. And I really appreciate you and everyone sharing these practices, sharing these videos on Facebook and wherever with your friends and your family and your neighbors and your community. Because it's amazing how our little community of positivity is growing and how that helps each of us to construct the life that we want to live, right? Of our choosing. So once again, I thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day, one which goes better than you could imagine. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Your wingman, Michael, from Boston, signing off.